going through what I like to call a milky chocolate color melt. And basically this color is a beautiful, rich, dimensional brunette, very low maintenance, and best of all is that it's a very easy retouch application. The way that I like to do my partings are in a pie shape form. I have 5 sections, and these are more of that triangular pie shape. The reason why I like to do sectioning like this is, one, it's so easy to remember when you go back, right? Because I'm sure that a lot of us can relate where sometimes we're like, oh my god, how did I do it, or what was my parting, right, if we're not writing it down. Well, this is such an easy sectioning to remember. 5 different sections, and they're all pie shape. I love to work in those partings because, one, it just gives you more of that natural look once it falls, and it's just so easy to remember to pick up your touch-up, right? So I'm gonna have the formulas on the comments, but I will be using, and let me show you guys real quick, I will be using 3 different formulas today. So I will be using our NWBs, which is our warm natural beiges. I will be using our NWs, which is our natural warm, and then our NGs, which is our natural gold. I chose to do all of these, and they're all on the warm side, but just different tonalities. So our NW series is more in that balanced category of our yellow and our orange. Then we have our NWBs, which these are more on the yellow side of the color wheel. And then we have our NGs, where this is more on like the orange side of the wheel. But combining all these together really gives you that nice, beautiful, luxury, rich brunette that we're all wanting, right? Or that it's so trending right now. So this is my client for today. We're gonna call her, actually I think she's Miss Erica. She is. So this is Miss Erica, and we're going from a blonde, a dull blonde, into this very luxurious, milky brunette color melt. So what I'm gonna do first is we're gonna use our first formula, which is our 5 NWB with a 10 volume. Then we're gonna melt that 5 NWB into our 4 NG, and then we're gonna melt it into our NW. So I'm gonna be using the base. All the base is gonna be the 5 NWB, and then we're gonna do alternating with the 4 and the 6. And this is just going to give that beautiful dimension without sacrificing any of the hair. So if you guys are starting off with someone maybe a little darker, I would go ahead and say pre-lighten a little bit, just so you can have that beautiful dimension. This is more of that dull balayage blonde, and we are gonna have that beautiful dimension because I have some lighter pieces already. Okay, so if you guys are just tuning in, hello, welcome. I am Rosalia Pisano, and I'm gonna be walking you guys through how to achieve this milky chocolate color melt. Very beautiful, very, very rich and dimensional, and super low maintenance. So I already mixed my color, and I love to show you guys this because whenever we're working with more than 2 colors, sometimes we can get confused, right? So what I like to do is I like to just kind of mark my bowls and put the number, the level that I'm working with, just so I don't get confused. All right, so first things first is I'm gonna go ahead and start prepping my hair with our Defy Damage Pro Series 1 Bond Protecting Color Optimizer Spray. So what this is, if you guys don't know, it's just our bond protecting spray. But not only just that, guys. This is also going to help us have the color go on a lot better, especially if we're working with different porosities, right? Sometimes we have clients who have had a lot of highlighted hair. I mean, clients nowadays come with different things. So we just want to make sure that we are protecting it. And this is going to ensure, one, that it's going to be protected, fully protected. Two, it's going to even out that porosity for us so the color goes in a lot better. So if you saw, I gave it a really good shake, and that's what you want to do. Give it a really good shake first, and then go in section by section and do small downward burst, because this is going to not give you a coughing attack, you nor the client. So we just want to remember, shake and spray, but downward in small bursts, okay? So let's go ahead and first start off with the base color. And I'm going to be working in diagonal back partings, and it's going to be slices. And the reason why I'm working with slices is because I want to make sure that I have a very big impact, but yet still very naturally blended. And by me taking my partings in that diagonal form, it's going to give me that beautiful blend without having to tease or do anything like that. And if you guys have any questions, please go ahead and type them on the comments. I will answer as much as I can, but if not, I will go back on and answer your questions. All right, so we have, I'm going to start from the back. It's just easier in this kind of technique because then once we get up here, everything lays back. Let me know if you guys are able to see good. If not, I can do adjusting. And my partings are going to be between 1 inch to 2 inches. And this, guys, all just depends on your client density as well. So I'm going to do diagonal back partings. And this is going to really give me that blended natural look, especially because I'm taking it at that angle. So when this drops down, it's just going to give me like that beautiful blend. Like if I almost teased it, right? But I really didn't. So we're going to start off with the base Formula 5 NWB. And this is with 10 volume. So I'm just going to start. Let me know where you guys are watching from. And I'm just going to go ahead and do all of the base, and then we'll go into the actual color melting, okay? Here, I'm actually going to go this way so you guys can really see. Again, I'm just taking about an inch, between 1 inch and 2 inches, and this just is customizable to depend to the density of your client. Feathering it a little bit down. And if you guys see already, if I were to shift this over, it's going in that angle. So when you guys style it, it's just going to be that beautiful blend. Hello, welcome to all the new ones that are popping in. I am just doing my base for right now, and then I'll go into my color melting. So the base that I'm using is a 5 NWB, which is our Natural Warm Beige series. And this is such a beautiful tonal category that we have. It's right, it hits our yellow background on the color wheel, but it is just so beautifully balanced, guys. So beautifully. If you guys have used any of our Natural Warm Beiges, or natural gold or natural warm or nude warm, I'm sorry. Let me know what's your favorite formula for them. Tapping a little bit on the bottom just so it can be fully saturated. And again, slices to give me the most impact. And again, if you guys have not tried our bond protecting color optimizing spray, which is included in our Pro series, you guys need to try them out. And it's this one for you guys tuning in. This is just so good. It does a whirlwind on hair, honestly, especially whenever we are using any chemicals. You guys can use it on perms, relaxers, and Brazilian blowouts as well. So it's just not only our color service that we're able to use it on, but we're able to be very versatile and use it on our other chemical services, including just standalone treatment, guys. Okay. And now we'll just feather that down. All right, so I'm just making sure it's fully saturated. Going back to my original piece. Okay. Clipping that away, and I'm going to start my color melt. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be alternating my formula, the 4NG and the 6NW. I'm going to be alternating them back and forth. So one slice is going to be the 6NW, and then my next slice is going to be the 4NG. And this is what's going to give us that beautiful dimension. Our base, we're keeping at a 5NWB. Okay, so I'm going to start with the 6NW because this is going to, what I like to do is with my perimeter pieces, my first perimeter piece, I like to do the brighter one because that's going to give me like that highlighted effect, right? When we wear our hair and this comes through, this is coming from the back. So I really want to make sure that we are very conscious of our placement to give us that dimension that we're looking for. So what I like to do when I color melt is I like to leave a little gap, not a lot, a little, okay? So just a little bit, and then go in with my fingers and smush this together, okay? Because what that's doing, it's almost kind of creating like a third color. So it's the 5, our custom color that we just melted, and then that's when the 6 comes in. And then I'm gonna just brush the ends very lightly. I'm gonna make sure, like so, okay? I'm going to put a film right there, so then our colors don't start mixing in. And these films, guys, are from ColorTrack. They're super useful, especially when you are working with different colors, because you're able to kind of just see the process. And you guys can also use them if you're doing lighting services. I normally like to use them when I am doing multiple colors like so. Okay, so our 5NWB, now we're going to go into our 4NG. Again, I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap, right? Because I want to melt these two together, creating that custom formula. And then I'm just going to pop another film on there. And it's so nice because they literally just grab to the color. And these are by Color Track. I also like to use the mesh from Framar, but I ran out of those. So these are really good too. Okay, and now I'm going back with my 6. Gonna give that a good blend. And it's just literally melting the colors together. If you see on my ends, I'm not saturating my ends because they are more porous. And if you are going from someone who has been a little bit highlighted or a balayage or someone who just has some lightener, I always stay away from like fully saturating the ends because one, the porosity, but it might be someone who just wants to try this for a little bit and then bounce back, right? So we don't want to do damage or over process any of the ends. I am using our Joico LumiShine Permanent Color line, but I am using low developers. If this was someone, if you're doing this on someone who has a lot of porosity, uneven porosity, I would definitely suggest to use our LumiShine DD Dimensional Deposit Color, which is still going to give you that beautiful richness, but those are our demi line, our demi cream. So it's going to be a little bit more, it's going to be better for that porosity. Again, you guys can adjust it depending on your client's overall goals. Okay, so I'm just keep alternating back and forth with my 4 and my 6, giving that beautiful, creating that beautiful dimension. Blending that, color melting that. Do you guys have any questions? Where are you guys from? Let me know. I would love to know where you guys are watching from. Okay. And again, leaving that little gap because that's where I want to color melt. That beautiful. Flip that away so it's not in my way. All right, moving on to the back, we're gonna do the exact same thing. Let me prep it really quick with our Bond Protecting Spray. And again, guys, shake, shake, small downward burst each section. And this is really gonna just enhance that color so much better, have it take on better, more even while protecting it. If you guys have not tried it, give it a try. The best part, honestly, of this spray is the fact that I don't have to adjust my color formula at all. And even just after spraying, you guys see that like nice shine. Look at that. It's already starting to work. So here we go. Perfect example. Stray, more processed ends, right? We can give it a little bit more of that boost so we know it's going to take a lot more evening that porosity. And if you guys are using this Bond Protecting Spray when you're coloring, when you're lightning, sorry, when you're doing a lightning service, it's going to give you a better lift, and it's going to ensure that you lift a little higher, which is so nice, guys. Okay, just gonna go in with my base color, and this base color is 5 NWB, our natural warm beige series. Taking diagonal back partings. Let's clip that away. And this is just a perfect low maintenance color for someone who wants that change but doesn't really want to commit to color. This is going to give you a beautiful melt of different tones, warm, semi-warm, and then more of that balanced warmth. More of that balance, yeah, warmth. And I'm working in that diagonal back parting because that's going to give me that beautiful natural blend. Where it looks like I did a lot of work, but I really didn't. All right, so again, we're gonna start with our 6, because I really want that lightness to drag over when she styles it. Then we're going in with the 4. Color melting that together. And again, my partings are about 1 to 2 inches, and this just really depends on the density of your client's hair. Blending that together. This is going to be a very rich, luxurious brunette. And I feel like a lot of that trend is still going to continue. That beautiful, warm brunette. But then again, also, we are still seeing a lot of that mushroom brown, which I am all here for it. Again, still leaving that little gap because I'm creating that custom color. To blend beautifully with that. And I don't know about you guys, but I have really had a large amount of clientele where they are like wanting to be more involved now with the process versus before it was just kind of like, okay, just do what you're doing and that's it, right? But a lot of the clientele coming in now, it's like, oh, you're using this, oh, this, you know. So when you are telling them I am doing a custom color melt, like that feels really luxurious to them, you know, and it's just a really good way of connecting with your client, knowing that you're doing customized things for them. So right now that you heard me say, I'm doing a custom color by leaving that little gap and then melting that together. Say things like that, because I'm sure that they are like, oh, this is a custom thing. And in reality, yes, it is. A lot of our colors we do custom for our clients, right? Not every head is the same. And we just want to make sure that they're aware of that. Really give value to your work, to your service. Okay, and then our last one. And again, I'm alternating between the 4 and the 6 here. Our base color stays the same, which is our 5 NWB. And really incorporating a lighter and a darker color really gives that beautiful, beautiful dimension that we all are seeing on Instagram, on Facebook, right? On TikTok. Okay, let me adjust my head. All right. And actually, guys, I'm going to just trim these little ends so they're not in my way. I'm not cutting hair, don't worry. So these color films are super useful when you are doing multiple colors, just because you're able to see. But you guys can also use foils if you guys want to. I like to use the mesh as well from Framart. I just ran out of that, so I'm using these. But I also like to use just the balayage film that you're able to cut to your desired length and width. You guys can also do that. So I prepped my front area already with my Pro Series 1. I just didn't do the back because I wanted to show you guys and talk to you guys a little bit about that, but my front is already prepped and ready to go. So when I start on my front, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to be working in diagonal back sections, okay? So I'm just going to go straight, boom, 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 back to back. And actually, I am going to start from the top, so then all of this lays back. Just so you guys are able to see a little better. My partings again were pie sections, 5 different pie sections. And the purpose of that is because working in a triangular parting just gives you more of that blended natural look. Whenever you style, it really shows, because once we drop this down into its natural form, it's going to be more of that like blended effect. I'm gonna go ahead and do my base really quick. If you guys have any questions, don't be shy, ask away. Just giving it a little tap in the front. Okay. So I'm gonna work backwards. Again, my base formula is 5 NWB with 10 volume. If you guys have a client who has gray, you guys can easily change the formula to our Youth Lock series. Or you guys can also do our Lumi 10, which is our 10-minute color. They both are 100% gray coverage. And if you guys have not used our Youth Lock, it is such a beautiful gray coverage color that has collagen infused in it. So it's just so beautiful, especially when people have hair that is just has no life and very dull. It's perfect. Our Lumi 10 is such a great 10-minute color, which covers 100% gray, and it is such a game changer, especially if you have someone who is running late or who forgot to make their appointment and it's like, hey, I need an appointment. You are able to fit that one client in and use our Lumi 10. So if you guys have not tried it, definitely give it a try. If you guys have any questions, please put it in the chat. Don't be shy. And I am doing slices, leaving a little gap, and putting in my 6, melting those 2. I will say that whenever you guys are doing brunettes on someone who is a lot lighter, you guys want to make sure that you guys are fully saturating, because it will pop through, guys. So just be very mindful when you are doing a brunette, or even for that matter, a redhead. You guys want to fully saturate. Okay, then I blend that together, and that's when I go towards my ends. But I'm not fully saturating with my brush. And again, this is just alternating the 6 and the 4 to create that beautiful contrast. So how has January been for you guys? Have you guys been slow? Have you guys been busy? Talk to me. Blending that together. And again, I'm separating with my film. Popping that back. It is so essential to always have a towel on hand, guys, whenever you guys are doing any type of color melting, because you don't want to accidentally just grab your strand and do this and have a holiday right there. So make sure you guys have a towel always on hand. Going in with my 4 now. Melting that together. Laying that back. melting that together. And this is what it's going to consist all throughout the head, just alternating between the 4 and the 6, creating that beautiful dimension. And then I'm going to split this because I really want this to stay bright on the brighter side. So this is going to be the 6. Again, whenever I'm working on the perimeter, I am very thoughtful on what I'm going to place. And again, this is so customizable depending on your client's desire. This is also such a great technique for any of your reds and gingers. Oh my god, guys, it turns out so beautiful because it just really gives that beautiful dimension. Perfect. Shift that a little, and then go right into the next section. The next parting, I should say. And again, this is already prepped with Defy Damage Pro Series 1. And I'm just going to go ahead and do the base. Tap. Perfect. Doing slices. That's going to give you the most impact. It's still going to be very beautifully blended because we are doing diagonal back partings. So that's just going to give you that natural blend automatically when it falls. It's going to be so beautiful. Whatever way you style it, honestly, it's going to look very different because 1, you have all that dimension. 2, the way that we're taking the parting, just when it falls in natural form, it's so blended. And if you guys try this technique, please tag Joico and myself. You guys can find me at RP and Company on Instagram and on Facebook. All right. So I'm gonna start doing my color melt. Just gonna lay one right there. And then I'm gonna just leave that little bit, right? Bring that mid and then melt those together. Lay that down. And again, do the same thing, alternating my formula between the 4 and the 6. Really color melting that together and pulling the rest down. So one thing that I love to do when I am doing, when a client comes in and they are so undecided of like maybe wanting to do a certain color palette, one thing that I have done is do a little Pinterest board for them and just kind of create like 5 different images of like a color palette that they're wanting. So for instance, this was a milky chocolate color brunette, right? If someone tells you, if your client says, I'm thinking of doing a brunette, right? Find 2 pictures or have them send you 2 inspirational pictures and then just pin 3 different pictures, and it could be of coffee, of a tree, of something that has to do with different shades of brown. Put it together and just kind of, when you're doing the consultation, go through that and show them that. You know, I think a lot of our clients are extremely visual, just like us. And sometimes it's really hard to talk with the words to understand, right? Our terminology. So that is such a great thing that you're able to do where they're visually seeing, okay, I don't like this, you know, it has too much warmth, or this is just too, obviously they might not say cool, but this is just too brown, right? So, but by having that little board, inspirational board, they're kind of able to, you're able to say, okay, this is the brunette that we can do. And you know, so it's just a little tip if you guys have like clients who are very, very indecisive, that has really helped. 2 inspirational pictures and then 3 random pictures of a cool, a warm, and a medium tone of objects or items. Okay, and then melting that together. If you guys have someone who is brunette already and it's just kind of like, I still want to stay brunette, but I want to change the tonality, one thing that you guys can do is just go ahead and do some balayaging techniques, or do some highlights to brighten some of that up, and then going in with a technique like this. That always is like such a game changer, because they're like, oh my god, it's so different, and you really didn't have to do so much out the box. So that's another thing that you guys are able to do with a technique like this. Okay, where are we at? We're at 45, 240, yeah, 245, 1245. Okay, guys, I'm gonna hurry up and try and do this all on camera. You guys will have the end result image uploaded either later today or tomorrow for sure. It will be on Joico's page and also my page, which you guys can find me at RP and Company on Instagram and on Facebook. Okay, and I'm gonna do 2 more. And then just melting that together. That beautiful blend. Then that one. All right, so we're gonna move to our last section. And trust me, this is so much easier on an actual client. All right. Again, this is super good to go. This is already prepped. with our bond protecting spray. So we are ready to go. All right, so now for this particular top, it's gonna be a little bit different. And the reason is because if I just go and take it back to back to back, I'm gonna do very horizontal, I'm gonna be doing horizontal partings, which it can be a little harsh if I don't go in and kind of do more of a color melt. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna split half of this, and this is really going to, you're gonna really split this where her parting is. So if your client's parting is in the middle is what you're gonna do. I have her in the middle, right? So I'm gonna do her middle, but if your client has a side part, then you do a side part. And that's how you split what you have on top. I like to suggest my clients to go more towards the middle, and not that I don't like any other parting, but I feel that sometimes the older you get, or the amount of density that you have, sometimes really shows when you do those heavy partings. But I love side partings, don't get me wrong. I'm here for them, I love them. But if it's someone who I can see visible hair aging, and there's a difference with hair aging and just aging in general, right? Sometimes I see a lot, it can be young people with aging hair. So we just kind of want to be mindful of that too when we are suggesting partings. You are the professional, right? So you want to be aware of those things as well, not just like, okay, let's do some color. So in your consultation, really analyze the hair and analyze the scalp and the partings to better suit them. All right, so I have my middle, and what I'm gonna do is I am going to do diagonal pieces, because this is gonna create that very beautiful blend. And I'm gonna go like so. The same thing, diagonal back. I'm gonna just go ahead and do my base really quick. To the outline. Diagonal back. And again, by me working like so, is giving me that beautiful blend without having to do any type of teasing or anything like that, because when we over direct, we create that seamless blend, that natural blend. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. It's just our base 5NWB Natural Warm Beige Series. Beautiful, beautiful. I love using this tonal family also when I am toning out lift-in colors. It's such a beautiful tone. If you guys have not tried it, you guys need to check them out. Natural Warm Beige. clean her up a little bit. Again, if your client is gray, you guys are able to go ahead and customize the formula with our Youth Lock, or you guys can use our Lumi 10 as well. Okay, so super customizable with whatever you're doing. All right, so again, I'm gonna go ahead and do diagonal back pieces, and they're gonna be all slices, and I'm gonna be alternating with my 4NG and my 6NW, and this is creating that very beautiful, rich, dimensional look, keeping my base at a 5NWB. I cannot wait to show you guys the end result. This is going to be such a beautiful tonal brunette. Okay, go back. Alright guys, I am almost up to that hour, so I am going to go ahead and leave it here. I'm going to go off camera, finish her all off, and then post the pictures, that after pictures. I'll do it before and after so you guys can see the difference, the starting levels, all the formulation is on the comments. If you guys have any questions, please go ahead and put them in the comments, or you guys can message me directly at RP & Company on Instagram. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate all of you guys, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you.